Wave Rebellion Pro 2. Pro 2 with the smooth speed assist. We are headed back to Carbon County this morning. Thing is, I might never run in this shoe again. But maybe you could run in this shoe. Maybe I'll list it on the Supwell app. And if you are looking for a new race shoe, by the way, if you're a size 10.5, you're gonna be eating on the Supwell app right now. There's a bunch of different race shoes that just went up yesterday. Cloud Boom Strike, Alpha Fly 3, any size you'll find stuff, but just weirdly yesterday there were a bunch of 10.5s. And I was like, hey, should I pick up some of these? I did pick up one thing, not a race shoe, a training shoe. But lots of great shoes on the Supwell app. If you're looking to buy, sell, and trade gently used running shoes, check it out. Also, if you want to be part of the best hobby jogger training forums, sign up for the Supwell app because we have that as well. Supportive community, lots of people getting after it, having fun, getting better. It's $1 per month for now. That's the day one pricing. We're probably gonna most likely going to adjust the pricing coming soon. So get in at that $1 a month tier while you can. Buy, sell, and trade. Connect with others. Up your best. Let's get into it. You know we talk that stick talk. You know we oh baby. People are putting their favorite future bangers in the Supwell app. Alright guys, I didn't even want to make this video. I didn't even want to run in this shoe today. I don't even really feel like running today. But guess what? We're gonna do it. So the thing is, UPS, they fumbled the bag. So the new version of this is the Mizuno Wave Rebellion Pro 2. The new version of this just came out. I don't even understand. The last version, the one I'm holding in my hand, this dropped not even a year ago, and they're all already trying to hit us with the 3, like Steph Curry, the Mizuno Wave Rebellion Pro 3. This is the Pro 2, and I ran in it one time. And so I feel an obligation to run in it again before it's totally... We have to bring the hawks out for this one. Look at that. Basically, this shoe is going to be totally obsolete in 2 weeks once the Mizuno Wave Rebellion Pro 3 is widely available. Or the other way to look at it is this shoe will be deeply discounted in 1 to 2 weeks once the Mizuno Wave Rebellion Pro 3 is widely available. And I ordered that Mizuno Wave Rebellion Pro 3 as soon as it was available on Running Warehouse. They shipped it to me, and usually Running Warehouse sends things to me within 24 to 48 hours because they have a warehouse in northern Georgia and I'm in southern North Carolina, so it gets here super quickly. But some UPS or shipping is just all messed up. So it's Friday. I'm not gonna get the shoes probably until Saturday, so we'll have the Mizuno Wave Rebellion Pro 3 next week. But that gives me one more chance to run in this before I get the Mizuno Wave Rebellion Pro 3. And the benefit of that is I can tell you now whether or not this is one to pick up as the prices on it drop. $150, $175, $200. Now, first run I did in this thing, super aggressive. So as you probably know, if you clicked on this video, or maybe not, maybe you just clicked on the video and you want to learn something about a completely new category and you have no idea what this shoe is. So this is a marathon racing shoe. It is a performance running shoe with a big old carbon fiber plate. We are in Carbon County, so oh my gosh, this might be the stiffest, most rigid shoe I own. It has the race foam, 2 different types of foam, a firm layer on the bottom and then a slightly less firm layer on the top that is still firm. In the first run I did in this shoe, I was blown away by how firm and aggressive it was. It felt like a firmer, less bouncy Alpha Fly. It felt like a training version of the Alpha Fly. And they also have a training version of this shoe called the Mizuno Wave Rebellion Flash 2, and I'm laughing because I've also only run in that shoe one time. And then they have the Neo Vista, which is similar to the Wave Rebellion Flash 2 in use case, because both of those are speed training shoes with a lot of foam. So the Mizuno lineup is weird to me, and the fact that they're doubling down on this shoe and coming out with the next version not even a year after the first, that's weird to me. The other thing is, so look at this in the back, there's a cutout. So this is like the Hoka Cielo X1. This is the OG shoe. Pulling up in that Mercedes Metris. This is the OG shoe that uses foam trickeration to get around the stack height rules. So if you look at the back here, this is the 40 millimeters where my hands are. You have to have below 40 millimeters of foam, 12.5% from the front of the shoe or from the back of the shoe. That's where World Athletics measures. If it's any higher than that, then the elite or the pro athletes can't use them, or they could use it for the races, but their results will be disqualified. So it's below 40 millimeters here. It's above 40 millimeters in the midfoot. That creates a platform that encourages a midfoot to forefoot strike. So you have to land on the front of this shoe to get the most benefit out of it. So for me, it's sometimes some paces works well, some it doesn't. This is going to be a shoe for midfoot strikers, and also midfoot to forefoot strikers, but also, can we even take it for a full marathon? That's always my question with these super aggressive shoes. But the other thing is, they created another version of this. I don't think it's even available in the US, which is, some of these brands, their strategy is just weird. Another version called the Mizuno Wave Rebellion Pro Natural that fills in the back, that has more of a natural platform that's not as illegal, or not illegal. I don't know if it's illegal at all. And it has more foam in the back, or just flatter, so that if you are a heel striker, it will work better. And there's some studies that have shown most people by the end of marathons, regardless of pace, will heel strike more. So for me, as a hobby jogger, this is not going to be my marathon shoe. And for a lot of people out there, this shoe, our mechanics will struggle with it for more relaxed miles. But we're going to put it through both relaxed miles and faster miles this morning. My hypothesis with the shoe is that for most hobby joggers out there, this will fit in well as a fun 5K, 10K, or even interval training shoe. The Mizuno Wave Rebellion Flash 2, the training version of this, same geometry, just different foams and a plastic plate versus the carbon plate. I took that to a track workout. I never do track workouts, but I was up at Duke in January and my friend wanted to go to the track, so we went to the legit track and I did a track workout in that shoe and it was awesome. So if you do a lot of track work, maybe this could be that track shoe. But we'll put it through the paces today. Last thing I wanted to say that this is making me think of with this 40 millimeters in the back. So there's a lot of controversy right now with my girl Ruth and her world record at the Chicago Marathon. One of the theories around why women's marathon times are advancing so much faster than men's is because potentially women can get more benefits from these race shoes than men. Reason being, the 40 millimeter rule. And this is what I learned, and it's simple, but it wasn't obvious to me. The 40 millimeter stack height rule, that the shoes need to have less than 40 millimeters of stack, fewer than 40 millimeters of stack. That just sounds weird. It's a fewer numbers, less amount, but if we're talking stack, then it's less. If we're talking millimeters, then it's fewer. It needs to be lower than 40 millimeters in the stack, regardless of the shoe size and regardless of if it's a men's shoe or a women's shoe. So if you're a woman's size 7, it's still the 40 millimeters rule. And if you're a men's size 10, it's still the 40 millimeters. So that's the thing with these shoes. Potentially, there's a theory that the women can get more benefit because they are getting more stack height underfoot relative to their size. Now, the way that these shoes are actually made is you do have more than 40 millimeters in the back, depending on how big the shoe is, but it's still the same 40 millimeters for that women's sample size. So the smaller sample size for women's versus the sample size for men's, they're both 40 millimeters. Maybe that's why. Are women getting a bigger boost from the race shoes than the men's athletes? Perhaps. I don't know. That's not for me to say. But all I know is everyone's hating on my girl, Ruth. Put some respect on Ruth. Putting in work, man. These boys, it's down bad that Paula Radcliffe's record got smashed. Paula Radcliffe is like the Beatles of the running world. I don't give a dang about no Beatles. All right, let's get these miles in. Bumps of future. Got a couple blokes triggered about the future. Different strokes for different blokes. You know what I stick talk, the stick talk. You know what I lick talk, the lick talk. $1 million cash on a friend. Started ever syrup, I'm a geek ever since. I don't even want to be here, bro. It's cold. I want to be inside sipping on a nice cup of single origin warm coffee, but instead I got to slip my foot into this Cinderella's slipper of a Carbon County race shoes, complete shenanigans. But the thing is, we got to check in daily. It doesn't matter if I feel like it. Man, this is the weirdest feeling shoe to slip on. This is actually my first race shoe since Chicago. I have not had a race shoe on my foot. I have not been doing a bunch of workouts, and I'm not going to go super ham workout this morning, but I do want to push the pace. I want to get some hill work in. So that's the other reason why I'm running in this shoe, because I needed to get some sort of intensity this morning because I've been crushing a lot of relaxed miles. So slipping this on. Upper is super comfortable. This is a great race shoe upper. It fits true to size. There's no rubbing. There's the perfect amount of room for my foot. They did a really nice job with this upper. So the fit is great, but man, the feel is so odd. This is an odd feeling shoe. It's like there's a tennis ball directly under the arch of your foot. Look at this. So if I want to stand normally here, neither the front nor the back of the platform is touching the ground. If I'm standing as I normally would, it's just the midfoot. So I either have to tip forward and put all my weight on the front, and then the back is completely elevated and my calves are just 100% loaded with all my weight, or I tip back on my heels and I put my feet up. So now you see the problem that this is going to pose for some people when running, and even for me. And look at this, I just have to be on my tippy toes. Otherwise, I'm leaning all the way back and my toes pointing to the sky. So a weird feeling platform here. And the problem that it poses when running is we have to be up at the middle to the front. And this is the type of shoe that works the hips a ton. It's like a 14 millimeter drop shoe. It's like running in a pair of stilettos where you can't let the back of that shoe touch the ground, or you'll be fighting it. So plan for this morning. I'm going to get in 8 to 10 miles of work here, surge the hills, cruise on the rest of it. So hill fartlek. Fartlek is Swedish. If you've never heard that word, it's Swedish for speed play. And we say fartlek whenever we're doing a workout where we're doing changes in pace, changes in intensity that are controlled by us, not controlled by 400 meters or 800 meters. So whenever I see a hill, I'm going to attack it. Whenever I see a flat or a down, I'll take it at a nice, relaxed or steady pace, whatever I feel like. But goal here is build back some strength. I'm now in the phase 1. I was talking about this yesterday, the 3 phases of marathon training. Phase 1, base building. I'm back to that. We're going back to base building. So rebuilding mileage, rebuilding strength. A lot of people ask me about what strength and conditioning work I do, what gym work I do. Not a ton. Well, actually not any right now, but hills is a great way to replace that. So that's what I'm going to do. Hills, you get the aerobic benefits of the run, and then you also get those strength benefits of running up the hills, and it's lower impact on the body to run hard up hills than it is to run on the flat or down. So as we're still in this recovery and mileage building phase, keeping the stress on the body relative is low as we rebuild. All right, let's do this thing. Dude, this is just why? What? Why? just don't understand. Why? An early second reaction here. This is softer than I remembered. And maybe it's the first run. I think it was 10 miles. Maybe that first run we did broke it in. But this isn't as harsh as I remember. It's just the geometry is insane. Feels like I'm running on my tiptoes. This might be the best race shoe for former sprinters. I don't know how anyone could run a full marathon in this. It's just crazy. I also wonder if I stop thinking about it so much and just relax into it, if it actually would work with my stride. But it just feels that I'm right on top of that tennis ball in the midfoot. Such a weird feeling. But yeah, the foam is nice. Good bounce. I'm taking our first hill here. This is still the warm-up loop. I'm not gonna start this workout for real until a mile or 2 miles in, but taking this first hill. Not bad. This is gonna be a good shoe for today's workout, because going uphill, we're gonna be more on our toes anyway. Carbon County. We're headed back to Carbon County. We're first straightaway here, and man, it feels good. It feels good to be back in Carbon County, putting down some pace in a plated racer. Let's go. All right, that was mile 1, 6:49 pace. So as hobby joggers, we're not sponsored athletes. We're not paid to run in any brand's shoes. We have free choice. We have reign over whatever we want to run in, and we can buy whatever we want to run in and race in whatever we want to run in. And the question that poses to me is, for whom is this shoe the most optimal choice? Now, you can run a marathon in anything. I mean, I ran a 27-mile long run in the Streak Fly. I ran a marathon this year in a 5-year-old pair of beat down Nikes to prove a point. So you can run a marathon in these. I could run a marathon in these. I could likely run a marathon PR in these, because I believe the training is a lot more important than the shoes. But in terms of the feel and how this shoe works with my mechanics and with most people's mechanics, I'm struggling to find for whom would this be the most optimal shoe. It just seems that there's a better shoe for what this does for nearly every type of runner. If you're a seriously powerful forefoot runner and a converted sprinter or a boxer, and you're doing a sub 25K or a sub 130 half, and you are aggressively up on your toes, maybe then this is the best choice. It would help you be more efficient than any other race shoe. It's just so aggressive though that, man, even the Alpha Fly is more forgiving than this. In terms of this workout though, I'm gonna warm up till mile 2, and once we start seeing some hills, thing is, this whole neighborhood is hills. But the first hills at mile 2, I'll start crushing those uphills. Oh my goodness, man. Jogging in this, we're almost at mile 2 here. The jogging in this feels horrible. Oh gosh. I did a few surges though, and it feels awesome. This legitimately feels awesome. Anytime I'm dipping below 640 pace, it feels so fun. If anything slower than that, it feels terrible, terrible. And I do really have a dual form where that was a 655. And I'm slow this morning, slow getting back into it. But I really do have a dual form where my jogging pace, my mechanics are completely different than my race paces. And at my jogging paces, man, this thing feels like garbage. And I'm gonna start picking it up here. There's not an uphill yet, but I know we have one coming up. And I can start crushing them. And the cool thing about this workout is all the hills around here are different heights or different lengths. So we'll get different reps. So we could have an 800 meter rep going uphill. We could have a 50 meter rep going uphill. And again, goal of this workout is strength and power and reinforcing those strong mechanics. So I'm trying to teach myself each time that foot hits the ground to be snapping it off faster and to be generating more power, to be making more power with each foot strike. We want to get stronger during the base building period, both endurance and our muscles. So first rep, as soon as we pass these rat dogs, we can do it. Let's go. First rep, yeah, that was only 20 seconds. That's the thing of this workout. Some of them are gonna be 20 seconds, some are gonna be 3 minutes. But man, when I got the legs turned over in this thing, it is awesome. So bouncy, feels a lot softer. Feels like a more cushioned Endorphin Elite. Maybe even a softer Endorphin Elite. So depending on the changes that they made in the Wave Rebellion Pro 3, if they made the landscapers, I thought someone was running up on me. But yeah, depending on the changes they made in the Pro 3. That could be an awesome shoe. It still has the geometry, but if it's a little friendlier, man, we might be ripping some halves in that thing. All right, we got a long rep here. This is gonna be about a quarter mile. See you on the other side. Woo! That was a 2-minute rep right there. 5:42 pace. Putting down some power up these hills. And this is just gym work. This is just, we're just getting up shots right now. That's what this is. This is free throws. This is batting practice. This is driving range. This is locking in, doing the little things to get better. Hills. You wasn't with me shooting in the gym. Oh, you wasn't with me shooting in the gym. What do you boys know about hills? What do these boys know about hills? So now I have a gigantic downhill to recover. That's the beautiful thing about this workout. You take the surges when they come, and you take the recoveries when they come. And I'm going, I don't even know, 7-something pace. A relaxed pace for me. So again, this workout is not about building aerobic fitness. It's not about getting the lactate up. This is about strength and power. This is like doing heavy squats in the gym. It's when you're doing heavy squats in the gym, you're not trying to bang them out high intensity interval training style and get the heart rate up and be sweating everywhere. It's about generating as much power as possible on each rep. So we get to enjoy longer recoveries today. And then when the next hill comes, we're gonna kill that hill. Little boy's still talking about Kill Bill. Kill Bill who? It's Kill Hill. Ooh. Boy, I do it. Bro, these hills. These are some hills. I took that last one. It was a slight uphill. Oh man, I took it at a 450 something pace. These shoes are coming alive. Alive. These are some rockets, man. If you can find these 150 and under, once the 3 goes on sale, woo, we're gonna be cooking in Carbon County. And we got our second biggest hill of the loop coming up here. And my legs are still fatigued from the last one. But we gotta build power. Also key here is to take them as fast as appropriate for each length. I'm not taking this at a 450 pace. Oh, I'm kind of scared. I'm nervous. All right.
Let's do it. I do it. Chest up, drive. Quick feet, quick feet. It's like a sled push. Quick feet, turn them over. Drive, drive. 5 minutes, 21 seconds. They don't want it. They don't want it with the demon slugs. They don't want it. You know why they don't want it? Because they're not out here shooting in the gym. They're laid up in bed on some soft winter blanket, trying to keep it cozy with the soy chai latte. Bro, soy chai latte, that comes at 1 p.m. Right now, it's the morning time. And the morning time is for mileage and hills. And that's the difference between the demon slugs and everybody else. Let's go. And come to Mint Hill. Come to Mint Hill. I'll show you how we really grind. Man, we got another one before I could even realize it. This workout's making me find hills that I didn't even know were hills. I thought this was flat. This is a hill. This is a hill. Woo! We gotta hunt and kill. You know why? Because we eat what we kill out here. These boys still getting Lunchables in their book bag from their moms. Grown men still eating Lunchables because they can't hunt and they can't kill. Make it make sense. How, Sway? How, Sway? It's not even a hill, but I'm just putting down some pace right now. Let's go. Mizuno, Wave Rebellion, Flow 2, because we're spitting bars in these shoes. How about you? Little boy's laid up with their girl eating fondue. I'm trying to hunt and kill, eat a vegan beef stew. All right, midway point update here. We're about 5.5 miles in. We have a nice long flat. Get a long recovery in before our biggest hill. This next hill is about 70 to 100 feet of elevation gain over a 1/4 mile, and then a long sloping hill for 400 meters after that. So we're gonna be putting in some work up there. But right now, recovery pace, as I've gotten into this run, shoe is feeling better at recovery pace. So it's a case where you break in the shoe and the shoe breaks in you. So I'm learning how to run with it, landing further up, and also through the fact of running at faster paces, naturally the shoe is going to feel better for me at the slower paces because my mechanics are more dialed in. So not a shoe I'm going to take out for runs with mostly relaxed mileage, but I can work with it. I can work with it for warm up and cool down when needed. Oh, this is a hill. What the heck? What the heck? Harris walls, more like mileage hills. This is gonna be moderately painful, but this is how you pay the bills. Hills pay the bills. So at the end of the street here, we're gonna bang a left turn, and that's gonna be a long rep. All right, see you on the other side. Whew. Glutes. You want to come for the demon slugs? That's what happens. No mercy. This is just reps. This is just reps. We're getting in reps. That's all this is. Repetition, repetition, repetition. And the gym makes me gosh dang emotional. Thinking about all the work it's gonna take to get where we wanna go. But you can't get there without passing through here first. So that was a 2-minute, 49-second rep, 5:36 pace up a huge hill. We got another hill, let's go, oh my gosh. Eating. Eating. Gonna have some rabbit roadkill stew tonight. Let's go. Whew. All right, we're through the gauntlet. That was the most brutal part of the workout. It's a lot of elevation right there. But we have a nice downhill to recover for at least a half a mile here. And here's the thing, the goal and the purpose of the workout dictates, informs, creates your entire approach. The mindset, the shoes, even our running form. So I have to remember, the goal of this workout is to build strength and power. The purpose is to run these hills as fast as possible to get stronger. So on these recoveries, I'm not worried about hitting a certain pace. I'm not worried about my heart rate when I'm surging the hills, because heart rate has nothing to do with strength. That's not entirely true, but oversimplification. The aerobic system, thinking about keeping our heart rate low and stress on the body low, that's the purpose of zone 2, to run longer at a lower effort. This is to build more power, which will eventually make faster speeds feel more effortless. But today's workout has nothing to do with heart rate, everything to do with power and speed. So keep the goal in mind, keep the purpose in mind when running the workouts. Make that dictate your shoe choice, your mindset, and how you run each rep. It's even dictating my form. So me as a lower cadence runner, as more of a slow twitch runner, I don't typically have my feet popping off super quickly. I take longer steps and I try to generate force through lengthening my stride. But because this workout is to help me get stronger and quicker, when I'm getting tired, my focus is, let's keep that higher cadence up. Let's keep that power up. Let's not fall back into our shuffling, relaxed running form. But right now we're chilling, we're cruising downhill. Oh man, we actually do have another hill at the bottom here. And good thing is we only have a few more miles left. Short rep here, quick steps, power, drive. Quick. Woo! I feel like Stephon Diggs warming up out here with the gloves on and everything. Put me in, coach. Bang. Behind the back. Oh! Whoops. Building, man. Building. Out here like Frederick Law Miles. Frank Lloyd Miles. Alright, man, we gotta mess around. And they put the steepest hills of the whole loop right on mile 10. So we're gonna have some power generation here. You can see, look at that dip. This is like Wachusett Mountain. Last 2 reps here. We gotta show them how the demon slugs do it. Let's go. Three, 2, 1. Woo! We banged that one out at 5:05 pace. Thing is, the demented thing is, that little street here is an out and back. So we gotta go up one more time where we just came down. And then we're gonna be done. Then I'm gonna jog the rest of the way. But one more rep. We gotta let them know. Free throws, let's go. Woo! 450 pace. We're hitting a lot of 4s and 5s. That's some good power. That's some good power. Oh. They don't want it with the demon slugs, man. Q4 2024, I'm coming on that 1900 Rugrat energy. These boys still listening to Ian. We off that. We on to 1900 Rugrat. Rocky Mountain. Why body Hellcat look like a school bus? That single origin was hitting this morning. Gosh dang. I don't even care about the average pace. 10 miles and 2700, 6:34 pace, 1 hour, 7 minutes. Yeah, for that workout, average pace does not matter at all because the goal is to build power, to generate force, to work on those mechanics and getting those legs popping up the hills. And man, I felt so fast and strong. It is great. It's great to be back. I could tell yesterday on those strides that I was ready for a workout. And here's the thing about building and how I'm going to build back. I'm not going to jump right back into those long grinder tempos that I love doing because that's what we do when we get closer to the race. Right now, I'm back into aerobic base building. The great thing about aerobic base building in this period of training is we don't have to cap it. We don't have to only do it for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks because when we're building specific fitness factors versus general, which is what we're doing right now, general force, general speed, general power, general endurance, or general, we think about conditioning or cardio. That's just general right now. There's no end to that. Versus specific fitness factors when we're working on race paces when we get closer in. So right now we're on the ends. these two poles. Speed over here, which is what I'm doing when I'm hitting this 440 pace up the hills, that speed, and then endurance. So I'll go back to doing these 2-hour long runs on Sundays. We could do that for years to build our general fitness. And then the benefit of keeping this higher base up is when I do want to sign up for a half marathon or marathon, we can do it on a shorter build, 6 to 8 weeks, jump back into doing those tempos. And of course, I will touch on those paces. So I will throw in marathon pace here or there. Even earlier this week, I did a workout at between marathon threshold pace. I did reps of 800s at 540 pace just to maintain those other pace ranges. But the focus right now, endurance and speed. And man, I've never done a true speed build. In all of the base building periods I've had before, I focus way more on the mileage. So we're going to be dangerous, man. We're going to be dangerous. These boys were doubting me. They said I didn't have innate speed. That's what they said. That's what they said. They said I didn't have innate speed. Are you sure? Are you sure?
Bro, some Gen Z was up in my comments talking about millennial pause. I had to look it up. What's a millennial pause? I'm not hip to the cyberbullying culture of the youth these days. So the millennial pause, apparently this is when you turn on the camera and you're waiting to see if it's recording, so there's a pause. Dude, my whole channel is a millennial pause. Get out of here. I need some Lunchables, bro. Little boy was up past his bedtime. That was the first time I got called old, though. Some Gen Z called me old. It's only gonna happen from here. But here's the thing. I typically try not to put people down for not knowing things who are younger than me, and not put people down for not being hip or cool because they're older. Everyone's gonna be older one day, and everyone once was younger. There's always gonna be someone older than you and younger than you. Can we just be nice to everybody, man? If you want to get in with me and put in the work, that's what it's about. It's not about a dang. I'll show you a millennial pause. Get out of here with that nonsense. Putting people down online. Let me see your channel. Let's go channel for channel. They don't want it with the demon slugs. All right, man, so we got 10 miles in the Mizuno Wave Rebellion Flow 2. Little boys eating fondue. Let's throw up the splits here. Millennial pause. Is this a new thing? Is it going to be like millennial shadows? Bro, we just film, we drop it in, we upload, we grind, we get bigger. Anyway, 10 miles at 6:30 pace with some faster work. And man, this thing was zipping. This is so fast and so fun. And granted, I was putting down some of my fastest workout paces ever uphill in the shoe. So that is a lot of power going down into this. My workout reps were the force that an elite marathoner will be able to generate in the shoe, because I was going uphill and holding low fives and high force. So that's a lot of force, but at those paces, this thing comes alive. Yes, it's on the firmer side when jogging along and the geometry is weird, but such an aggressive forefoot rocker, so bouncy. This top layer of foam is just awesome. And this stiff carbon fiber plate, the benefit of it is that it makes the front and the toe off feel so fast. So it still is protective, and you get a lot of foam up here. Look at how much foam you're getting underneath the forefoot. So it's not a harsh ride once I was picking up the pace, and it feels even more protective and more cushioned than something like the Saucony Endorphin Elite, which is surprising. The thing with the Endorphin Elite is I didn't have to think about how I was landing in that shoe at all, which is why I took it out for the marathon. With this would be way more of a distracting shoe, and there's no way that I'm run a full marathon in it. But 5K? Heck yeah. A mile? Heck yeah. Going to the track? Heck yeah. I might even take this out. I got to sign up for the turkey trot, but there's 2 different options for the turkey trot here in Charlotte if you do the one at the South Park Mall. By the way, that is the biggest North Carolina race. I will definitely be there, whether I'm racing hard or just jogging it out, to be determined. But let me know. Sign up for that. Maybe we can meet up, do a little Thanksgiving morning Demon Slug meetup. Crack open some NA beers over there at the South Park Mall. Let me know. But bro, the Mizuno got me tweaking. Last thing I was going to say is that's a 9,000 person race. That is the biggest race in North Carolina, which is wild. But yeah, I would take this for a shorter race. Anything 10K and below, for me, this would be great. At 6:30, anything slower than marathon pace, I was not feeling it. And I just had to alter my form and stride in a tiny, just a weird way to work with it. But when I was kicking, when I was digging, when I was really popping off the forefoot and focusing on getting my legs turning over, this was awesome. But if I weren't testing shoes, would I buy this for $250? Probably not, because the use case is so small and the marginal benefit or additional benefit you're gonna get out of this versus something like the Adios Pro 3, which will have a wider range of uses, is so small. I would take the Adios Pro 3 over this in most cases, just because this one I won't be able to take out for as many runs. It's not gonna be as comfortable for long runs. I do have to I don't know if I'm gonna do a long run test in this. The thing is, if the Pro 3 is better, which is on the way, and I ordered and is gonna come, I think it's gonna come today, so I'll open it up and take it out next week. Maybe that will just make it even better version of this. But I do like the firmness of this. I hope they didn't soften it up too much, because as I was going top end speed, this was awesome. So I always talk about these shoes having one thing that they're better at than anything else. This is better at that top end speed with the protective cushioning. So you get the cushion and the comfort in the forefoot of the marathon shoe, but the speed of something like the Adidas Takumi Sen. So it's a nice combination. And the difference from this versus the Alpha Fly, and I said this earlier this year, I said this felt like a training version of the Alpha Fly. This feels more planted. There's less weirdness in the actual materials used. So the weirdness comes from this midfoot and the bump here, but once you're running fast, you don't feel that bump. You're just feeling the toe off. So the toe off of this feels more normal than the Alpha Fly. That has those crunchy air units. So it is a fast and a fun shoe. I would recommend this if you are a forefoot runner, a powerful runner who's gonna generate a lot of force. If you're a sicko and you want a specific hill workout shoe to use once a month, then go ahead and buy this. But for most people, this is not going to be the marathon shoe I recommend. There's a lot of better options out there that are more versatile and more comfortable. For example, Cielo X1, that's a heavier, more cushioned version of this. Alpha Fly is a more stable, friendlier version of this. And then they also have the Neo Vista from Mizuno, which is a less aggressive version of this that's more training oriented. So I really enjoyed this. We got some great sessions or great reps in today, 4 and 5 minutes. I'm excited to be diving back into this base building period, working on endurance and also working on speed. Go sign up for the Supwell app and I'll be back tomorrow with another video. Refuel. So let's get the proper light. Yeah, he peed. All right, it's just me and Roni. I was going to get Charles to break down what this is, but we had a pee-pee accident over there. So she made this last night. It's a quinoa 1 bowl bake. It's not even a bake. One of our friends made this for her when Roni was born. So it's quinoa, and then you put black beans, sauteed onions, and a whole can of some sort of tomato thing. I think it's chopped tomatoes or something, and you mix it all up. And that's a 1-dish meal right there. You have the protein, you have the carbs. I'm also adding some of the fake processed soy meat because I like it. It's hard for me to not eat some sort of a meat thing. But if you're trying to be super not processed food, you could just do this as your one thing. You could also throw tofu or tempeh on here. But I went with the veggie grillers from Morningstar Farms. So there you go. That's the lunch. And then I'm down bad with these little last pieces of toast here. So I'm going to have these, throw some butter on those. And then last thing I was going to say, so I have my water and I have my electrolytes. I have fully switched over to
Element, man. I'm gonna need to get an affiliate link to this because the Noon switched up on me. I don't like the Noon anymore. They changed their formula, so I went back to Element, and it's actually fire. So I've been rocking with this. The raspberry salt and the watermelon salt is flames. Go ahead and try it. I don't think I have an affiliate link, and I don't think they sell it on Running Warehouse, so I'm just giving out free game right now, but I'm gonna pop out next week with the affiliate link.